section, and it is boats and streams. Uh, my name is Saravana, and we'll get started here. So these are some of the basics in boats and streams that you guys must know before we uh, embark. I mean, start doing problems. Now, here the most important thing about boats and streams is these two variables. Um, so I'd say this variable u and this variable v. So these two things are the most important things when it comes to boats and streams. So you have to clearly understand what they represent. They represent stuff which is in the topic. Yes, exactly. They represent, u represents not the boats, u represents the speed of the boats. V represents not the streams, V represents the speed of the streams. Okay, so boats and streams actually is a subdivision of time, speed, and distance, because you will be like calculating time taken to cross the river, or the distance which is crossed in the river or stream. So all these, or they'll ask you to find the speed. So boats and streams is actually a subdivision. So you'll find that we'll be using the time speed distance formula here also, okay, which is speed is equal to distance by time, right? So that formula we'll be using here also. um, Now, because this is a subdivision of time, speed, distance, again you have to be careful about units, kilometers per hour, meters per second. If you don't know how to convert it, you have to familiarize yourselves. I'll just give you some of that here. Again, just reminding you, kilometers per hour to meters per second. Now, this can be done by multiplying 5 by 18. Okay. Now, this could be misleading. Now you multiply kilometers per hour into 5 by 18, guys, you will get meters per second. Okay, so kilometers per hour into 5 by 18 is nothing but meters per second. The If you have to go from meters per second to kilometers per hour, then you have to multiply this by 18 by 5. You have to this meters per second by 18 by 5, you will get kilometers per hour, right? Now, like I told you, there are two important variables. If you know that, you can solve all the problems in time, boats and streams. One is u, another one is v. You can see u is the speed of the boat in still water. Okay. Now, why do they say still water? What is the significance of the word still water? When they say still water, it means a water which doesn't move. Yes, a water which doesn't move. A water which moves, guys, cannot give you the accurate speed of the boat, right? A water which is moving, or either in the same direction of the boat or in the opposite direction of the boat, it doesn't matter. A water which is moving will always have some extra force which is being applied by the water which is already moving. So you never know. Speed is force, right? I hope you understand. The speed is nothing but force. If you want the exact speed of the boat, you must know if the water is moving or not, because you will have to subtract or add that speed from the boat speed to get the exact value of the boat speed. Because you in still water, if a boat is moving, now the only force applied here is what? It is the speed of the boat. There is no speed for the water, right? Because it is not moving, there is no velocity, there is no force given by the force exerted by the water towards the boat. So that is where you can exactly measure the speed of the boat. So speed of the boat in still water, that is what will give you u. Don't just say speed of the boat, you should say speed of the boat in still water. That is the exact description of u. Now v is the speed of the river, stream, current. So why the reason why I have three names for the same thing is, they use these terms interchangeably. They are, some questions say it is stream, some questions call it current, and some questions say it is river. Okay, they all mean the same thing. Okay, or at least for this topic, they all mean the same thing. Now, You just have to understand this, guys. Now, what is speed downstream? Look at the picture. These people are rowing the boat. Now, of course, this is a the force here is generated mechanically by rowing. You can also have motor boats, right? So the force could be generated by the motor. But any which way, the speed boat will have a speed, and that is determined by the strength of the people rowing the boat, right? Now, you see this picture. You see they are going down the stream. Yeah, the stream is going down, and they are going with it along with it. So does it mean to say that the boat is carried on by the speed of the speed of the river? Yes, it is carried on, but still those people rowing the boat, they also exert their own force, which means they also will have their own speed. So when going down the speed, you have to add both the speed of the boat and speed of the river. Okay, so that is why it seems to you like you seem to go very fast. Okay, when compared to going upstream, when compared to going upstream, guys, going downstream always seems very fast because here two forces are acting to help you go down the stream. Yes, two forces are acting or working towards the same objective. What is the objective? Going down the stream. So the boat wants to go downstream, the stream also wants to go downstream. Correct? The boat wants to go downstream, the stream also wants to go downstream. So that is why their force is added and they go do it quickly. Do it quickly compared to upstream. Now look at this picture, guys. Upstream picture. See how difficult it is. Look at those people. Look at can you see this guy? Can you see this guy? Look at the force that they are using. Okay, look at the amount of force that they have to use to go upstream. Okay, if you have a motor boat, you cannot see it. Okay, but even in motorboat you can see the motor struggling. Okay, so look at the force. So here what is happening is obviously you're going to the speed of upstream is going to be less than the speed downstream. Yes, because the reason is the both of them are not working together. The boat and the streams, both of them are not working together. That is the reason why it is difficult. The stream wants to go down. Yes, its intention is to go down. What is the intention of the boat, or the intention of the people driving the boat or rowing the boat? They want to go up. Okay, so they have to, because they are going in the opposite direction. So they are going up the stream, or they are not going with the flow. Okay, they are going against the flow. Okay, so this is how I can put it to guys. So because these guys are this downstream guys are going with the flow, so they'll have an easy time. But these upstream guys, they are going against the flow. Okay, so they'll have a tough time. And here this speed upstream will be okay. The what will be the speed upstream? You will have u minus v. U is the speed of the boat minus v is the speed of the river. Now you have to understand here, guys, the force exerted by the rowing, these three guys, okay, should be greater than what? Should be greater than the force exerted by the river. Yes, if the force exerted by these guys is not greater than the force exerted by the river, what will happen? The boat will never go upstream. It'll like crash downstream, right? It will be crashed downstream or flushed downstream. Yes, you understand this word flushed. It will be flushed downstream. So here it is very important that u is greater than v. Okay, here it is very important. While going upstream, the boat's force should be more than the force of the stream. So, or in other words, the speed of the boat should be greater than the speed of the river. Okay, so that is why you get it like this. And for example, let us say the speed of the boat is u is 5 kilometers per hour and v is 3 kilometers per hour. Now, for this, the speed downstream will be 5 plus 3, 8 kilometers per hour. Speed upstream will be 2 kilometers per hour. So that is why these guys have an easy time. They go at 8 kilometers per hour. But these guys will go at only 2 kilometers per hour. Okay. So 5 plus 3 is 8. 5 minus 3 will give you 2 kilometers per hour. So this is it, guys. If you understood this 10 minutes of this session, you're going to have a very easy time solving problems. So we'll get started here. Right. So a motorboat whose speed is 15 kilometers per hour. So let's just take the given, and then we'll take it from there. So a motorboat whose speed is 15 kilometers per hour in still water. See, so what is given? U is given. So U is given to be 15 kilometers per hour. Uh, Goes 30 kilometers downstream and comes back in a total of 4 hours 30 minutes. The speed of the stream is. So you will have to find V, guys. Okay. So it is as simple as that. You have to find V. They want you to speed of the stream, right? Stream, river, current all mean the same thing. Now, this goes 30 kilometers downstream, okay, and comes back in a total of 4 hours 30 minutes. So, what it means is the distance downstream, okay, or the distance downstream, yeah, down is equal to 30 kilometers. What else is given? It is given total time, okay, down comes back in a total of, right, which means uh, upstream time plus downstream time is equal to, so down, so I'll mark it as time downstream plus time upstream is equal to 4 hours 30 minutes. So I'll mark it as 4.5 hours. Okay, so you have to find the speed of the stream, guys. You have to find V. Now, see, here is why I call these problems that these come under time, speed, and distance, because here we are going to be using the time, speed, and distance formula, because we know what is time down speed. What is the formula for time? Speed is equal to, I just would like to make sure that speed is equal to distance by time, right? So time is equal to what? Time is equal to distance by speed. Distance is equal to what? Distance is equal to speed into time. Okay. So these things is handy if you know this by heart. So time is equal to what? Time is equal to distance by speed. So we know the time. What is this time? This is the time taken to go down and come back. Yes, this is the time taken to go down and come back, right? So now what is the time taken to go down? Time taken to go down is nothing but distance taken to go down divided by speed taken to go down, right? So this I can write it as distance taken to go down is what? It is 30 kilometers divided by what? Divided by speed taken. So time taken to go down is distance by speed, right? Distance is 30. Speed is, what is the speed? Down speed, guys, or downstream speed. U plus V, right? So downstream speed is U plus V. So I'll do 15 plus V. Okay, plus. So we'll do this in brackets. So 30 by 15 plus V. Okay, so this is the time taken downstream plus times taken upstream is again distance. The same distance will be the same, right? You cannot change it. It's 15 minus V. Okay, the speed will be 15 minus V. Okay, so you have this and you equate it to 4 1 by 2, which I can say is 9 by 2. Okay, so this that now just you check the units, guys. Make sure the units are right. Okay, so it is 30 here. Here again is 30 kilometers, 15 is kilometers per hour, and 9 by 2 is hours. Okay, so you need not change anything here. So you solve this, you'll get the value of p. It is as simple as that, guys. So what you have here is, so I've just taken the LCM, guys. If we do the LCM, I'll get 450 minus 30V plus 450 plus 30V, and this is a plus b into a minus b, right? So you can write it as a square minus b square. Now this 30V and minus 30 will get cancelled here, right? So we'll cancel this and this. So you'll be left with 900. You see that you have a 9 here. So this 9 and 900, if it get cancelled, it will become 100. If this 2 is taken here, 100 into 2 will become 200. Now just you have to take this 225 minus v square to right hand side, so you'll have it like this. So this will end up giving you something like this. um, V square is equal to 25. So what is V? V is equal to 5 kilometers per hour, right? So if Rahul rows 15 kilometers upstream in 3 hours and 21 kilometers downstream in 3 hours, then the speed of the stream is okay. So they've given um, upstream speed and downstream speed. So can you spot it? So what is given as upstream speed is 15 kilometers per 3 hours, right? So speed, we can say speed upstream is equal to 15 kilometers, guys. This is 15 kilometers per 3 hours. Okay, which is equal to usually it is per unit time, right? Speed is unit time. So divided by 3, you will get 5 kilometers per hour. So what is 5 kilometers per hour? It is speed upstream. Or in other words, can I write it to be u minus v? Yes, because speed upstream is u minus v. So that is 5 kilometers per hour. Now, and 21 kilometers downstream in 3 hours. So speed downstream will be equal to 21 kilometers in 3 hours. The timing is the same. So you just have to divide it by 7. You will get, sorry, divided by 3, you will get 7 kilometers per hour. So now what is this? This is u plus v. Okay, remember I've always told you speed downstream will be greater than speed upstream. So you can see it is 5, downstream is 7, and upstream is 5. So you need to find the speed of the stream, guys. So what is the speed of the stream? You need to find v. Okay, you have two equations, two unknowns. Now it is easy to find it, right? Okay, but you just have to make sure you have to find v. So negate the second equation, okay, because you have to find e. You have, or you can keep it like this: u plus v is equal to 7. Okay, u minus v is equal to 5, right? So now solve for this, you'll get the answer. Negate this equation, guys. Negate, I'm going to negate the this one. So this is going to become minus u and plus v. Okay, because we need to find v, and negating it, this is minus v. Okay, so same thing, it can be written like this. And so u plus u minus u will be 0, so you get cancel. Plus v will be 2v, and 7 minus 5 will be 2. So what is v? V is equal to 1 kilometer per hour. Okay, the speed of the stream is 1 kilometer per hour. Okay, so you can see then it will be speed, u will be 6 kilometers per hour. So 6 minus 1 is 5, 6 plus 1 is 6. So a man rows 750 meters in 675 seconds against the stream and returns in 7.5 minutes. His rowing speed in still water is. So just identify what is being asked. What is being asked is his speed in still water. So in other words, it is u. Yes, to find u. Okay, so this is what you have to find. Now what is given is a man rows 750 meters in 675 seconds. So I think it is important that you know the options here, guys. So yeah, we'll try without the options. That is the best thing to do. So a man rows 750 meters in 675 seconds against the stream and returns in 7.5 minutes, guys. Now, how? his rowing speed in still water is what? Now, when they say a man rows 750 meters in 670 seconds uh, against the stream. What is against the stream? You are going against the flow. So it is speed upstream. Okay. So speed upstream is equal to 750 meters in 675 seconds, right? So speed is distance by time, right? So the distance is 750 meters by time will give you 675 seconds. So you can see this is given, but we'll do some modification later. And it also says, and returns in 7.5 minutes. What it means is, see, while going, he is going upstream. While coming down, coming, he'll come downstream, right? So speed downstream will be where he returns, meaning the distance is the same. Yes. So speed downstream will be equal to distance being the same. We have to do 750 meters by what is 7.5 minutes? 7 minutes is how many seconds? It is 420 seconds, right? And half a minute is 450. So this will give you 450 seconds. Okay. So you can see the time is considerably less for downstream. Yes, the time is less for downstream because downstream speed will always be more. Okay, so 750 meters for 450 seconds. Anyway, now you need to find u, guys. Okay, um, so usually the speed we do it in per second. Yes, so if it is per second, or we will do it in some minutes. Okay, so he rose seven. Now we have this speeds. You'll also see how to do this. Anyway, just try to do this case. So we need to know. So you can divide both the numerator and denominator by what? So it is 750 by 675 meters per second. Correct. So that is the upstream. So you can see both of them are multiples of 75, right? So you can reduce this. So if you are able to do it, you should be able to reduce this by 10 by 9. 10 by 9 meters per second, right? Because both of them are divisible by 75, so that is why it is done. This is 10 by 9 meters per second. What is this then? They all, even these two things are divisible by 75, so this will give you 10 by 4 by 6, 10 by 6 meters per second, or I could also say it is 5 by 3 meters per second, right? So we have this case. Now you need to find u. So u plus u minus v is 10 by 9. U plus u minus v is equal to 10 by 9, and u plus v is equal to 5 by 3. Now you just have to add them. If you add them, you will get 2u is equal to 10 by 9 plus 5 by 3, which will be, it will be 25 by 9. Okay, it will be 25 by 9 meters per second. And if it this is not u is 2u, is this u will be equal to 25 by 18. Okay, you have, this is meters per second, right? 25 by 18 is meters per second, guys. If the options are given in meters per second, just do it. If options are not given in meters per second and they are in kilometers per hour, how do you convert meters per second into kilometers per hour? You have to multiply it by 18 by 5. So what will happen is this 18 and this 18 will get cancelled. This 5 times is 25. So if you convert it, you will get 5 kilometers per hour. Okay, so that is the answer. Right, a boat can travel with a speed of 16 kilometers per hour in still water if the rate of the stream is 5 kilometers per hour. Then find the time taken by the boat to cover the distance of 84 kilometers downstream. Okay, so I hope the question is very straightforward. They've given u. What is u? U is equal to 16 kilometers per hour, and they've given v, and v is, you could say v is equal to 5 kilometers per hour. right? So, and you need to find the time taken by the boat to cover a distance of 84 kilometers. Now, what is the formula for time? Time is equal to distance by speed, right? So you know it is downstream. Okay, this is not just any time, it is time downstream. Okay, so you can mark it so that you don't forget. Time downstream will be equal to what? Distance downstream by speed downstream. Okay, so everything will be down. So time downstream is what you need to find. What is the distance downstream, guys? It is 84 kilometers, right? So you do 84 divided by what is the speed downstream? U plus V. So what is U plus V? It is 16 plus 5 will give you 21. So 84, this will give you 4 hours. Okay, this will give you 4 hours. So 4 hours is the correct answer, guys. So you know, no need to change anything because all the units are correct. Speed is in kilometers per hour, and you can also see the distance is in kilometers. So no need to change the units here. So speed of the boat in still water is 10 kilometers per hour. Okay, it is not just 10 kilometers, it is 10 kilometers per hour. And what else is given? Speed of the stream is given. So VB, we also know what is VB is 24 kilometers per hour. And speed of downstream is 16 kilometers per hour. So speed downstream speed is nothing but U plus V. So U plus V is equal to 16 kilometers per hour. Okay. What is the speed of the river? You have to find the speed of the river here. Sorry guys, sorry for that. V is not 24 kilometers per hour. Okay. Sorry for that. What is 24 kilometers per hour is speed upstream. So if speed upstream is 24 kilometers per hour, what you'll have is you'll have U minus V. This will make it to be 24 kilometers per hour. So this will be 24 kilometers per hour. Okay. So U plus V is this, U minus V is 24 kilometers per hour. Now you have to find the speed of the river, or in other words, you have to find V. Okay, so V is equal to what? So it is the usual drill. Make sure that you convert the second one, negate the second one, guys. That is how you get V. If you negate the second one, what will happen is this will become, right, so this will become minus and this will become plus. Right, so and this will become minus. So now you can solve it to get the answer here. So this you add, you'll get 2v. Again you add 2v is equal to minus 8. Okay, 2v is equal to minus 8. So v will be equal to 4. Okay, so v will be equal to 4 kilometers per hour. Okay. See, questions like this sometimes are given to check your thing. By now, by now you should have asked this question: how come we get the speed in negative? Yes, we shouldn't get speeds in negative, right? Yes, it means something is wrong. If you pay close attention, guys, what is wrong is if the speed of the boat upstream is 24 kilometers per hour and downstream is 16, right? Now, can this happen? Can the upstream speed be more than downstream speed? It can never happen. It is impossible. In it probability is 0. Okay, so the upstream speed can never be greater than downstream speed. So this question was especially given to drive that point home. Okay, so it should not be 24 and 16. It should have been 16 and 24, or u minus v should have been 16. Okay, so u plus, you can take this as u plus v. U plus v is 24 and u minus v will become 16. Okay, so now you will get the answer here, guys. So if you want, now you can negate, no problem with negating. So this will become minus, this will become minus, and this will become minus. So minus 2v is equal to minus 8, v is equal to 4, right? So v is equal to 4 kilometers per hour. See, now we are getting it. Okay, so this is just to make sure that you understand the point, guys. Kilometers downstream than to travel the same distance upstream. So if the speed of the boat in still water is 15 kilometers per hour, find the speed of the stream. So just let's write down what is given here. What is given is, it says a boat takes 16 minutes less to travel 40 kilometers downstream than to travel the same distance upstream. So the distance is 40 kilometers, okay? So you can mark that to be 40. So the distance will be equal to 40 kilometers. And it says the time taken by the boat to cover this downstream. Okay, so we can mark it as time upstream minus time downstream is equal to what? Is equal to 60 minutes or 1 hour. Yes. So yeah, because time upstream will be more. That is why I do time upstream minus time downstream. Okay, they say the boat takes 60 minutes less to travel 40 kilometers downstream than to travel the speed same distance upstream. So you know that time upstream is going to be greater, right? Upstream time is always greater. Downstream time is always less. Upstream speed is less and downstream speed is more. Okay, because speed and time are inversely proportionate, guys. If you look at it, the time of upstream will always be greater, so you should do time upstream minus time downstream. Don't do the opposite. Okay. If the speed of the boat in still water is 15 kilometers per hour, so they've given you u also. So u is equal to 15 kilometers per hour, right? So this is also given. You need to find v, guys. So let's give you that you have to find v. So what is time downstream? Time downstream, time upstream. Time is equal to distance by speed. So distance is 40. Speed is u minus v. So 15 minus v, right? Minus, what is time downstream? Again, distance by speed. Speed here will be 15 plus v. Yes. So this whole thing will be equal to 1. Okay, so this should give you the answer, guys. So all this you will get v's value. So we'll take this to be 600 plus 40v, yeah, minus 600 minus, so minus 600 again plus 40v. Okay, so this divided by 15 square, which is 225, guys. 225 minus v squared. Okay, so which is a plus b into a minus b. This is equal to 1. So this will go there. 600 minus 600 will get cancelled, guys. So we'll have 80v, yeah, 80v, which will be equal to 225 minus v squared. So this will be equal to 225 minus v squared. So if you just rearrange this, you'll get the answer, I suppose. So you should get v squared plus 80v minus 225 is equal to 0. Okay. So v squared plus 80v minus 225 is equal to 0. So what could be the possible answers here, guys, for v? The possible values for the v could be, so yeah, if you solve it, you will get um, 2.72, guys. Okay, that will be the answers. If you solve the quadratic equation, you will get 2.72 kilometers per hour as the answer. Okay, this is b. Okay, so try solving it. Right. A man can row 8 kilometers per hour in soil water. Soil water is still water. Okay, so U is given to be 8 kilometers per hour. If in a river running at 2 kilometers per hour, so they also given V, so you can take it to be 2 kilometers per hour. It takes him 45 minutes to row to a place and come back. How far off is the place? So for him to go to a place and then come back, it is 45 minutes. Okay. So what does it mean? Time downstream plus time downstream plus time upstream is equal to 45 minutes. So you just write it in terms of hours. It will be 3 by 4th of an hour. Yeah, 3 by 4th of an hour. And you have to find the distance. Okay, so the distance, time downstream is equal to distance downstream divided by u plus v, which is 10, right? 8 plus 2 is time upstream is distance divided by u minus u is 6, and this is equal to 3 by 4. Now just solve for this, you'll get the answer. If you know, I think uh, you'll get the LCM of 10 and 6 to be 30, and this the 3d plus 5d divided by 30, right? And this will be equal to 3 by 4. This will be equal to 3 by 4. So you will have 32d. This will be 8d. 4 comes here. It is 32d is equal to 90. So d is equal to, you're going to get 90 by 32, guys. Okay, so this is the kilometers. Okay, mark it like this, 90 by 32, which will be approximately 2.81 kilometers. Okay, so this is the answer. Right, a man jumps into a river from an overbridge. At the same time, a hat drops in the river which flows with the stream of the water. That man travels 10 minutes upstream and returns back where he was asked to catch the hat. And he catches the hat at a distance of 1000 yards down at the second bridge. Find the speed of the river. So here it is very important, guys, that you visualize what is being said. So visualization, uh, in other words, is diagram. Okay, so don't use your mind. Okay, if you're very visual, you can use your mind, but I'd say that even that is going to take a lot of time. So make sure that put it in diagram. So that will help you. That is going to help you, especially in problems like this where you need to do a bit of calculation. So this is B1, meaning bridge one. This is bridge one, and this is where what happens is a man uh, jumps into the river. Okay, so this is the river that we are talking about. So for the river, what I can do is I can do this. So this is the river that we are talking about. Okay, and I'll mark it as river. Now what happens is this guy jumps from here to here, guys. So this is where he jumps. This is the bridge, right? So bridges will be on the top. So from the top he jumps into the river. So what happens is he has a hat. Okay. Now when he jumps, his hat falls from him into the river. And what this guy does is he takes a path of from here. So let us assume that this is the man. Okay. So from here, he after jumping swims in this direction. Now you have to understand that the water is flowing in this direction. Okay, so this is what the water flowing is like. The flow of the water is in this direction, guys. Now what he'll do is this guy will swim this way. This is the direction in which he'll swim. Okay. So this I can mark it as swimming direction. Yes. Now he'll do this. Now the hat, right? Now the hat. What happens to the hat is, let us suppose that the hat is over here, but it falls down. So he'll move, and in this place we'll have hat, right? He'll start swimming, and this place at the time when the hat he starts moving, the hat falls down and goes in this opposite direction. Okay, so I mark this hat as somewhere here. Okay, this is the hat, guys. Now this hat falls down, and this hat moves in this direction, starts moving in this direction. And finally what happens is this guy, right, he goes swimming. Okay, this he goes swimming for 10 minutes on this against the current. So this is this against the current, right? The flow is in this direction. So 10 minutes swimming is against the current. Okay. um, that is what he does. And what he does is 10 minutes he goes swimming against the current, and then after 10 minutes he comes back to this bridge, and it is told that the hat is gone on the other end. So the hat is moving on the other end, right? So the hat is going here. Now the hat is going here. Now he goes behind the hat and goes and picks it up. But by the time he goes behind the hat and picks it up, he reaches bridge 2, which is 1,000 yards away from bridge 1. Okay, he reaches bridge 2, which is 1,000 yards away from bridge 1. Okay, so this distance, guys, is 1,000 meters. Sorry, 1,000 yards. So this is 1,000 yards. So this is where this point. So let us suppose the hat from here has moved to here. Okay, so this is the hat. Let me point that out. This is the hat. Now the hat has come here. Okay, initially it was here. This is the hat, right? So this is the situation, guys. Okay, now it is easy. Don't think that it is difficult. It is very easy once you understand what it happens. See, um, you have to find speed of the river. Okay, now the river is flowing in this direction, some speed we don't know. That is what we have to find. But when it is given like this case, you have to understand that something that is very important, which is we have bridge 1 here, we have bridge 2 here, and we have a hat here. Now what happens is the guy jumps into the bridge, and at that exact point the hat falls. And once he jumps into the bridge, he starts moving up to the right hand side by swimming against the current. And the hat moves to the left hand side with the current. By the current, I mean the river. Okay, with the current, the hat moves left hand side. So he swims for 10 minutes in this direction, and then again comes back to the bridge, and then he goes in search of his hat and picks it up. By the time he picks it up, he is under bridge 2, and bridge 1 and bridge 2 are 1,000 yards away. This is the situation here. Now it all might seem very difficult, but once you understand what is happening here, it is very easy. Now what I want you to understand here is distance. Yes, what we want is, there are many ways of doing it. Not many ways, two three ways of doing this, guys. Okay, but I'm going to concentrate on one. Okay, the other ways we'll see if we have time, we'll do it, or you can try it on your own. Now BR1, bridge 1, BR2. Now you tell me the distance. We'll take the distance traveled by hat is equal to what? Distance traveled by man from BR1 to BR2, correct? Yes. What is the distance traveled by the hat? 1000 yards. Correct, guys. This is 1000 yards. So I can make this hat to be 1000 yards. Okay. Now, what is the distance traveled by the man from BR1 to BR2? That is also 1000 yards, right? So I can make this again to be 1000 yards. Now, so this is what is happening here. Distance traveled by the hat is 1000, and the distance traveled by the man from BR1 to BR2 is 1000. So you know the formula for distance. What is the formula for distance, case? Speed into time. Yes. Now, what is the speed? First, we'll do speed and time for hat, and then we'll do speed and time for the man. Okay, from bridge 1 to bridge 2. Now, what is the speed and time for hat? Okay, the speed of the hat is nothing but what is the speed at which the hat moves? See, the hat doesn't have any force. Yes, the man is swimming, so he is applying some force. Force meaning speed. Okay, so force and speed are the same thing here. Now, the man will have a force or speed, but the hat won't have it because the hat doesn't have anything. Hat cannot swim. So, hat speed will be nothing but the current speed. Yes, because it moves with the current, right? So the current speed will become what? The hat speed. So the speed for hat will be the current speed of the river. So we'll take speed of the river to be V. You know, in both systems, V represents the speed of the current, right? And B, time. What is the time taken to go? That we don't know. So we'll take it as T, capital T. So capital T is the time taken for those guys to go. Okay. Now, see, we've done with the left hand side. Just concentrate on right hand side. Again, on the right hand side, the distance traveled by man from BR1 to BR2 is 1000. So that is why we equated both the things. Okay. Now, if you have to find the speed, what is the speed of the this man? Okay, now you have to make sure you understand that the guys speed of this man from moving from br1 to br2, correct? Distance is from br1 to br2, right? So speed also should be from br1 to br2. See, here he is going against the current. This 10 minutes he is swimming against the current, but from br1 to br2 he'll be swimming with the current. Yes, so it will be u plus v, u being this man's speed, v being the current speed of the river. Okay, so you have to add it when it's going with the current speed. You have to add it, guys. So it will be u plus v. Okay, so this is the speed multiplied by time. Now, what is the time taken? This is where you have to concentrate a little bit. What is the time taken by this guy to move from here to here? Okay, we assume that to be t because hat is just moving from here to here. Okay, so we can take it to be t. Okay, from here to here the time you can take it to be t, but this guy swims this way for 10 minutes. Again he comes here for some amount of time which we do not know. Then he moves from here to here. Okay, so you have to find this distance, guys. You have to find the time taken for this guy to move from here to here. Okay, that is what you have to put it here. Okay, this is the time taken for this guy to move to here to here. Now the time taken for the hat to move from here to here, and the time taken for the man to move from here to here, they are different. Okay, you cannot use the same t. Okay, yeah, why? I'll tell you the reason. Okay, now what is equal is the time taken for the hat to move from here to here, and the time taken for the man to go from here 10 to here 10 minutes, and then again come back here, and then again go here, correct? Yes, that is equal. Yes, the time taken t. Okay, by the time, you tell me, guys, by the this t, what does this t represent? This t represents this hat's velocity, sorry, it's the time taken by the hat to move from here to BR2. So the time taken by the hat to move from BR1 to BR2 is the total time t, and that is the time taken by the man to move from here to right hand side 10 minutes, and then again to the bridge, and then again to the hat. That is when they both meet, right? That is where they both meet. So the time taken by the hat is equal to the time taken by the man to move 10 minutes to the right hand side, again come back to the bridge 1, and again travel from bridge 1 to bridge 2. So now we need here, what do we need? We need the distance travel from BR1 to BR2, which means time travel from BR1 to BR2. So out of the total time the man takes t, for the man t is from here to here, then again here, then again here, that is t. Okay, so from t, if you are able to subtract from here to here this 10 minutes and the time taken to reach the BR1 again, you will get this. Yes, you will get this time. Yes, that is what we want, right? So from the total time, what I am doing is, which is t, I am subtracting the sum of the time taken by him to go here and come back to the same place BR1. Okay, so to go here it takes 10 minutes, and again to come back, what happens? He, while coming back, you have to take this to be this distance case 10 minutes he covers some distance, right? Take it to be x. Okay, so that is the distance by, time is equal to distance by speed. So while coming back, what is his speed? The speed will be u plus v. Okay, so u plus v. So this is what you have to do now. This is the total time, correct? From here to here, segment 1. From here to here, segment 2, time segment. From here to here, segment 3. All these three segments put together is what? T. Yes, T for this man is. The T for, because at the same time, the hat will move from here to here. Okay, while this man goes here, comes here, and then comes here, right? At the same time, the hat will move from here to here. So T for the hat is here to here. The time, in that time, what the man does it, he goes to this point, come back to BR1, and then again come back to BR2. Okay, by the time the hat moves from BR1 to BR2, this man goes to this right hand end, come back to BR1, and again comes back to BR2. Okay, that is why TT. Okay, but here we just need the third segment of the man. The first segment is 10 minutes, the second segment is x by u plus v. Okay, that is from here to here. So while coming from here to here, it is along the stream, right? So that is why I do u plus v. Okay, so you can do this, and from here to here again is what we need to find. That is the third segment. So first segment is 10 minutes, second segment is x by u plus v minutes, third segment is this one. So we need to find this one. So total all the three segments put together, the time is t. Okay, so if you want to find just this alone, you have to subtract from t this time plus this time. So this time is 10 minutes, this time is x by u plus v. So because I've taken time is equal to distance by speed, right? So I've taken this distance to be x. So I'll just mark this as x here, guys. So this is swimming direction, and I'll also say this is x meters. So x meters, right? So there is only one final step here. See, this is an equation which you have, and you can see you have u, v, t, yeah, and x. Okay, now how do you find? You have to convert this x to u and v. That is when you can solve it, guys. So there's one more thing. He moves from here to here, right? So what is the time taken? 10 minutes. Okay, now this 10 minutes is the time taken. Time is equal to distance by speed. What is the distance for this 10 minutes? It is x meters, right? So you take it as x. What is the speed for this 10 minutes? The speed for this 10 minutes is going against the current. Yes, is going against the current. So it is, yeah, u minus v. So I'll do u minus v. So x is equal to 10 into u minus v. Yes, what is x? You can say x is equal to 10 into u minus v. This will be equal to x, right? Um, So you can use this case, you can use this in place of x. Okay, so instead of x, substitute this. Once you substitute this, you will get the answer. What you'll get is, you'll get the t's value, you'll get t's value to be 20 minutes. Okay, now once you get the t's value, how do you find the v's value? V is the thing, right? You know v into t is 1000, right? So you know v into t is 1000. So v t is equal to 1000 yards. So V will be equal to 1000 divided by 20, which will give you 50 yards. Yes, 50 yards per minute. It is speed, right? So 50 yards per minute is the correct answer. Yeah. This is a difficult question. Okay, so but I wanted you guys to know this. This is a very important question. Anyway, try to understand this case. Anyway, we'll move on. Right. So a boat takes 90 minutes less to travel 36 miles down the stream than to travel the same distance up the stream. The speed of the boat in still water is 10 miles per hour, then the speed of the stream is. Okay. So we'll see what is given. See, I want you guys to know this. Speed upstream will always be less than speed downstream. Okay, and time upstream will always be greater than time downstream. Okay, what is the reason? It is because speed and time are inversely proportionate. So speed upstream will always be less than speed downstream, but time upstream will always be greater than time downstream. See, because the speed is higher, guys, here in downstream. Look at the downstream. Downstream speed is large. I mean, it is speed is more, right? We have higher speed, so the time will be lower compared to upstream. So it reach there fast. You go quickly to some place. What happens? You reach there fast, right? So this is what happens. So this is, you have to remember this. Time always upstream is greater, speed always downstream is greater. Okay, now here what they say is boat takes 90 minutes less to travel 36 miles downstream than to travel the same distance upstream. So same distance is the same, so it takes 90 minutes less when it travels downstream, right? So you see, you know, for time downstream it is less than upstream, so that is why they say 90 minutes less to travel downstream. So from that, what can you say? You can say that the time upstream, which is greater, minus time downstream, which is less, will be equal to 90, right? The difference between time upstream and time downstream are going to equal to 90. Now you have to make sure that you put time upstream first, because that is greater. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do time upstream. Okay, time upstream minus time downstream is equal to 90 minutes, which is 3 by 2 hours. Okay, so everything is in, you can see the speed, my speed of the boat is in miles per hour, so we'll keep 3 by 2. Okay, don't want, no need to keep it in minutes. Now speed of the stream should also be in miles per hour. So now what is the time upstream? Time is equal to distance by speed. Okay, so what is the distance? Distance is 36 miles by speed. Okay, upstream, what is the speed? U minus v, right? Here u is 10 miles per hour. Okay, what is v? V is what we have to find. So it will be like this, minus, so I'll put it in right? So 36 by 10 minus b. Okay, and this minus time downstream is again you will have 36 divided by, instead of minus v, it will be u plus v, 10 plus v. Okay guys, u is given as 10. Okay, so if you do not see it, is equal to 3 by 2. See, you just have to solve it to get the answer. You can see at the bottom you have 10 minus v, 10 plus v. So what will happen is this will become 360 plus 36v, and this will become minus, which in turn is plus 360. Sorry, this will become minus 360 plus 30 minus 36 v. Oh, sorry, plus 36v. Right? So this will become like this, and you have to divide this by 100 square minus v square. Okay, so 100 square, because sorry, a plus b, a minus b is a square minus b square, right? So 10 square, which is 100, minus v square, okay, is equal to 3 by 2. Okay, this is how you solve it. Okay, so you can see plus 36 and 360 and minus 360 will get cancelled, so you'll have 72v, which will be equal to 300 minus 3v square divided by 2. Okay, so this is going to be like this, to be the numerator, right? So again, if you solve this, I think you'll get the answer here. This will become 144v is equal to 300 minus 3v square. Okay, so this should give you the answer here, guys. You should get 3v square plus 144v minus 300 is equal to 0. Okay, so divide everything by 3, the same equation will become v squared, you get v squared plus 48v, yeah, 48v minus 100 is equal to 0. Now what is the solution for this? It is 50 minus 2, right? 50 minus 2, 50 and minus 2 are the roots of v. So v's value is either minus 50 or plus 2. Okay, because we cannot have speed and negative, the answer is 2 miles per hour, right? Right, guys. So I'll meet you in another video. Thank you.